a standoff, isn't there?
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. That is totally and utterly ridiculous. This is the vision, and we see Tom there doing a run-through when this is pre-game and clearly running down the pitch, which is a no-no, and does get reprimanded or reminded by the umpire. To pick up the story, Hodge.
Well, in the laws of cricket, you're actually not allowed. There's only two people allowed on the actual cut surface before the match starts. That's the coach and the captain of the sides. So you're not allowed to run on the wicket if you have spikes, and a player, you're not allowed at all.
Just listen to this.
I can't. You can run here, not here. You can't.
There's a bit of a standoff, isn't there?
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. That is totally and utterly ridiculous.
It's the first time you're seeing this,
This
isn't
is
it?
the first time I've seen it.
So,
And this is coming from an experienced international cricketer who's clearly had a brain fade there. You can't intimidate an umpire like that.
no, OK, so I actually want to kind of dissect it, and it's probably good to kind of show it again as well. So the first time that he does it, the umpire does try and catch his attention, but he's already run through.
Right.
Then he has the conversation when he's at the top of the mark. And you could hear the ground announcer. There's a lot of voice. I mean, we've got the stump mic. So this is the first run through. So he's like, oh, sorry, mate, hey. And he just keeps running through. So he hasn't heard him.
I think he's well aware, though, that he's actually run on and the umpire wanted to grab his attention and say, no, you can't do that. What the umpire should have gone in the instance, instead of just going there and standing at the crease, he should have actually followed Tom all the way to his mark and said, mate, what you just did there was not in the rules of the game.
But let's listen again here, because...
There's a 20-metre difference, right?
Oh, you're not suggesting that Tom can't hear this?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that...
You can run here, not here.
I think there's a lot of gesturing. I don't know if he could actually really hear all of that. We can hear it because of the stump mic.
I understand that, but surely Tom realises now when the umpire's standing there.
I think there was an element of two guys not letting go of their ego.
Well, right or wrong, you cannot intimidate an umpire in a physical fashion like that. That's as bad as it sort of gets in terms of physicality towards an umpire.
So for those that are just joining us who don't understand, so Tom Curran has been suspended for 4 matches by Cricket Australia Integrity for this incident at UTAS against Hobart. Now, intimidating behaviour towards an umpire. Now, the Sydney Sixers will be appealing that decision. If the Sydney Sixers have seen that vision, on what grounds could they possibly appeal it?
So we've got their press release here, and I think what their concerns are is the intimidation factor. They don't feel it was intimidation. So they maintain he did not knowingly or intentionally intimidate a match official. Now, the vision's there for people to see, and it's great that we've got it here first for everyone to kind of make up their own judgment. The other thing that I'd like to bring to everyone's attention, it's a level 3, is it?
Level 3
offence. So
under clause 2.17, which relates to intimidation or attempted intimidation.
And my understanding, the last time this type of level of offence was Sandpapergate.
Oh, wow, OK.
So that's just giving you an idea of...
the context and the severity.
Yeah. So, yes, it doesn't look good. Yes, I think both were actually slightly in the wrong, albeit the umpire always has the final say.
Yeah,
That's
course.
what we're taught.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that we in any sort of elite sport is desperately trying to encourage young people, old people to take up officialdom.
True.
And they do not deserve to be intimidated. If the player clearly heard the direction of Tom, you can run there, but you can't run here, and then he charges at the umpire, Hodgie, it's very hard to see how he's got grounds.
It's pretty bad, isn't it? And then the 4-match ban, I'm not quite sure what the severity of the punishment needs to be, but it's probably the first time we've ever witnessed this, actually.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be some strong ground, and I think that 4-match ban is harsh, and when you pin it against Sandpapergate, it does seem a little bit harsh. But having said that, though, we know in any sport across the world, no matter what form of the game, if you show intimidatory actions towards or physicality towards a referee or an umpire, you're going to get punished. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I think it's just immature behaviour, and I don't think we'd see it in the women's game.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but, I mean, what is the biggest surprise about this? This is Tom Curran. This is an international, a highly respected player who has a great reputation of being a
great
friendly,
player, yep, correct.
like, super professional young man. The more he would watch that, I reckon he'd be disappointed in himself.
I mean, we can't answer
No,
that.
but I think he would look... And that would shock so many people, I would have thought, around the world when they see that vision, Hodgie.
No doubt about it. It's a shock, and it's a bit of a brain fade, really, from Tom, no doubt about it. It's a massive brain fade. But I do want the laws to actually be looked at, because I'll say from my own personal past is that I deem the wicket or the surface to be our office. That's what we do from every day. We go to the ground, we play... So we want to feel comfortable in that environment. And I don't think stepping on the surface for 1 or 2 minutes prior to the game starting has any effect on the surface whatsoever.
OK, so that's a separate issue.
It
That's
is,
interesting.
Yeah, and also we've got to remember that there was issues around that pitch as well.
Right.
If my memory serves me right, I think they were banging around where the bowlers were taking off or the landing. So there was a few question marks, and maybe he wanted to get a gauge of, am I going to feel comfortable to actually take off?
To finish it off, so what would be the benefit of running on the pitch? For those that aren't cricket aficionados, Hodgie, what are the benefits of Tom Curran wanting to do that?
It's a feel-good. It's him knowing where his front foot's going to land, so getting the run-up right, feeling the momentum towards the crease, and knowing that he's not going to deliver a no ball in the match.
But is it also getting the feel of the surface underneath his sprigs to see the amount of moisture?
And there's an important aspect to that as well, because the wickets are dropping wickets. And we've seen some issues just around the dropping wickets where the grass itself is not the embedded grass.
Right.
So the takeoff is quite important to feel what happens under your spikes if you slip. So there's a point to actually doing it. The problem is it's not allowed in junior cricket. It's not allowed in under 12 cricket to practice your run-up, let alone at the professional level.
OK, so watch that story. So just repeating, the Sydney Sixers are appealing the decision.
And I think just to add to that they're imploring CA to ensure that it gets done before Christmas, because obviously this could potentially drag out. And we know that we've shortened the Big Bash. It's only 10 games, and 4 games, it's pretty much half the season gone.
It's a lot. There's no doubt
for
about
your
it.
big import.